Alright, project. Here we go. We're going to sit outside in this lovely 93-degree weather and have some fun with the zombie apocalypse. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Alright. So let's see what you need to do because there's been a zombie outbreak, babe. We gotta watch it. It's a good thing we're in a big moving house. We can move pretty quickly, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start. Let's see what we have to do here.
You gonna read it or am I gonna
I'll read it. Want me to do that? Dear students, there has been a sudden zombie outbreak in your community. Your town of Holloman, New Mexico Air Force Base is the very first town to experience this life-altering dilemma, and it's your job to engineer tools and develop rules and regulations that can be used in a survival guide for other communities facing the same zombie apocalypse in the future. Hopefully, your preservation
That's your teams.
Preservation and quick thinking will be enough to pull through this catastrophic event, and you can survive long enough to help other communities. Good luck. All right?
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this page over. All right. So we're going to start with the first thing. Okay, so the first thing is going to talk about day one. There's going to be a sudden zombie outbreak that has cut off electricity to your town. Make a list of all the problems this will cause as well as some of the possible solutions. So which one?
How did it cut out the power?
Well, what do you think would happen? That's the problem.
I don't think it would cut out the power.
Let's see if we can figure this out. How do you think? Let's just put our thinking caps on. Well, how do we get power?
From energy sources like our coal mines and all that.
All right, so energy
Or not
sources.
coal mines, but like the coal factories that put the coal in and then,
From,
I don't know where
you
it's
mean-
at.
you mean where electricity is made and generated from?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so maybe somebody.
Or not coal, it's something else.
It's here we use a lot of solar power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually.
Well, if we use solar power, then how could it stop it?
Okay, well, let's do a possible solution. They don't use all solar power, so let's put a possible solution. What do you think?
I don't know. Windmills?
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves, right?
You said possible solutions, so I said windmills.
Yes, and that is exactly one too. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's do windmills. Let's write that down. Let's write down, because I think I just went ahead of you. Okay, so we're going to talk about windmills.
I don't know how
It's not working.
Yeah.
Of course it's not working. It's windmills, solar power, right? Those are the two solutions we can have if we don't have electricity. Can you think of another solution before we go back to the power plant issue?
No.
Okay. Well, we are in a desert,
Mm-hmm.
so that's probably our biggest options right there, solar and wind, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
not really that windy though.
oh, it can be though, depending on the time of season. All right. So the problem would be your power plant, right? Like you said, whether it's cold or
But what's the problem with that?
well,
How's it,
they cut off electricity to our town. So
can
what
they,
could be a
like,
possible reason?
consciously cut things, or like how does this...
We don't know. What could be the problem? Let's think. I mean, could a mad evil scientist have started this whole thing and his group of people? Let's think through this stuff.
I don't know. I don't know how a real zombie apocalypse would work.
Well, let's start with the basics. Power plants. Are they run by themselves?
No, you need people to run them. So I guess if everybody
Turned into
zombies, then they can...
There's your first problem.
Okay.
So write it. See?
What?
Power plants are run over by zombies is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have power plants run over by zombies. That could be our first issue. But what if it wasn't the power plant itself?
What do you mean?
Like, when we drive down the road and even across the street over there, what do you see there?
Power lines.
Ah, so what do you think could have happened to those?
I don't know. I don't know how a zombie would get up there.
What if he did? Because you see there's
How
a
could
fence
he-
right there, right?
Yeah, but how could it get up there?
I don't know anything about zombies, do you?
Yeah, I do know about zombies, and they can't climb.
They can't climb,
Yeah.
according to The Walking Dead, right?
Well, according to a lot of things. I mean, like, even in World War Z, the only way
What
they
if
could climb...
They
is
didn't
if they-
climb it, but they pushed it over.
How could they push it? Why would they push it over?
Because there's just a mass of bodies trying to get over a fence.
But why are they trying to eat people?
What are we?
People.
Right. Where are we?
Here.
Fenced in?
Yeah.
In a secure location?
Yeah, but it would take a long time for that to...
Well, it happened.
Okay.
So, let's work with that.
Okay.
All right? So we're cut off from the outside world. Gotta
Yeah.
put our imagination thinking cap on, right? Okay?
I mean, would my cellular data work?
Well, that's an interesting question. So if we have no power, is your cellular data going to work?
I mean, I think the base would have backup generators.
The base does have backup generators, and what are backup generators run on?
Their own power.
What type of power?
I don't know. Electricity.
Let's think further. How do we run cars?
With a car battery and some fuel.
Yes. And what type of fuel is that?
Gasoline.
There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start there. So that could be a
I mean, we
possible.
could have solar power.
We could convert them to solar power. Correct. That's our possible solution.
That would be easy.
That's right. So one of our problems could be the generators eventually are going to run out of what?
Gas.
That's right.
But then I just told you myself.
But how are we going to get that gas? That could be a problem, right?
I mean, just go out and find some.
Into the zombies? 'Cause we don't know how many zombies are there. I mean, granted, we're in a very small rural area, but what if it was the entire town? That entire town, I want to say, maybe has 10,000 people.
Yeah.
So what if it's the entire town? This base maybe has 5,000 people.
Okay. But I don't think the base would be taken over, would it?
Well, if the base is the safe zone,
Yeah.
then the problem's out there,
It's
right?
like sharks and minnows. This is the...
Yes, okay, I'll give you that. So our first problem is that we become isolated, right?
Yeah.
We become an island. So we have to make sure we have supplies, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
we gotta make our own supplies.
maybe.
Over time, I think we'll probably make one of those.
Make what?
Like whatever those are, this big power.
The big power lines?
Yeah.
Okay, so but the first problem we're going to have is the immediate problem, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to have time.
Wait, is the base hooked up to those?
Yes.
Is that like a flaw?
It is a bit, yes. But like you said, we have backup generators, but we are attached to the main city grid. Yes.
That's a big flaw.
It is a big flaw, but
I mean, the government does wait until there's a flaw, and then someone abuses the flaw, and then after that they
so
fix
this
it.
is our way of showing them, right? Because
Yeah.
we can tell them, hey, look, there's a zombie apocalypse, and we're not going to make it. All right. All right. So start here. Okay. So the flaw. We got to get back to the flaw. Okay. So we talked about the power grid going completely down, but what if it was still up and running, and then something happens to those lines, right? Because that's how we get it.
Mhm.
So, but the other thing we were talking about, generators. What was the big issue with the generators?
Because they need gasoline.
There you go. That's a problem.
How do you spell generators?
Generators.
Can I say fuel? Or is
Yes,
that-
you can. These are your notes. Okay.
But I mean, we could just use fuel from the gas station.
Okay. How does the gas station get its fuel?
I don't know. It keeps supplying
What keeps resupplying it?
trucks.
Trucks.
Or what if you keep the same supplies going and going and going?
Yeah, but if you have a truck, what's the risk of that? Of a truck leaving the base to go get its fuel?
I don't know.
There's zombies out there.
Yeah.
What's the risk?
What type of zombies are they, Mom? Are they fast zombies? Or are they
We're going
slow
with
zombies?
fast.
okay if they're flat zombies, then they get over that wall easily, and then we don't
Yeah,
die.
not necessary because that's it. Okay, well, all right, then let's go. That's a problem.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't tell me what type of zombies they were.
I don't know. I don't even really know. It just says zombie apocalypse. I didn't honestly realize there was more than one type.
Well, yeah. Okay, you got your like Walking Dead type zombies. They're very slow. That's the common zombie. They're just very slow. That's what I assumed this was like.
Okay, and then you got your World Z, right?
Yeah, which we'd all be eaten. Those are
They'd
like
be all eaten.
insane.
So is
that,
there
that
one
would take
in-
over the world.
Is
really
there one in
fast.
between?
No, not really. It's just like slow and then intense. That's
Okay,
kinda
so
how it goes.
which problem do you want to use?
I would like the slow because it's like better in my head, but you know.
All right, slow it is. Okay, so the slow ones, right?
Yeah.
But even they could get a mass of them, and then they could stop.
But
and
how
talk.
do they get a mass of them? How would people get eaten from these very slow-moving things that could outrun
I have no
them?
idea. I've never watched The Walking Dead.
I've watched The Walking Dead and it's pretty stupid.
I understand that. But let's work with it. We're using our
Okay.
imagination, okay? All right.
I'm imagining. Alright.
All right. Let's imaginate. Okay. This is basically an enemy. Okay. A slow-moving enemy.
Yeah.
All right. That works, right?
But wouldn't you think like evolution would make them
Okay.
like move faster over time? Because then they like learn.
Honey,
and
we
then
need to focus.
Okay.
All right. So, but I get your point. Okay. So our big issues are going to be that we're going to and the first possible problem is, of course, if the power plant gets run over, we have no electricity to even get to us, right? No
Yeah.
generation. Then the other thing is, well, we have backup generators, but we need fuel for them. So our problem is going to be to getting that fuel. The possible solutions, though, in the long term, are windmills and solar powers. Now, on base, we do have some solar power, so we could probably reissue that to different
We have
places.
a lot of solar powers.
Yes, we do. So we could probably at least make some safe areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. So that's our first step. We kind of identified where the problems could be. Now, your goal is to survive. Can you survive the first day? Okay, that's your goal. You're going to make a list of rules that you might help increase your chance of survival. Think of things like curfews, noise ordinances, buddy systems, and other rules that might help you survive. Crazy times need creative ideas. All right. So just as the settlers did in Jamestown when they came up with a list of rules.
What were the rules, Mom? So I can get an idea here.
Well, John Smith, remember what his famous rule was?
If you don't work, you don't eat.
What do you think about that?
It's a pretty good rule.
All right, maybe.
In a time of you need everybody working.
All right, why don't we try that?
Okay.
Okay, so that's one rule. Got to work. Especially if we're talking about having to grow our own fruits and veggies too, right? Or protect and take care of our area. All right, so that's going to be our next thing we're going to talk about. Let's see. So, do we want a curfew? Do you think we're going to want a curfew? Because what could be the benefit of a curfew?
I don't know.
Do you know what a curfew is?
No.
Well, let's start there. So, a curfew is when usually it's a government of some sort. It could be, or heck, any type of governing body. We can talk about parents. Parents can even have a curfew.
Well, you haven't explained what a curfew
Yes.
is.
So a curfew, let's say for you, would be once it gets dark, you need to be home.
Yeah.
Or 8 o'clock at night,
So it's like
you need to be home.
rules?
It's a set of rules of what time you can be outside and about, running around. In this case, it's going to be our base. Okay. So, why do you think that would be important, though, that we have a set time that people need to be inside, locked down?
I don't really know. Because it's going to be like, if you're talking about the zombies, it's going to be the same thing. Like, day and night.
Right, but if you have a bunch of people running around at night,
Yeah.
can you keep them safer inside, do you think? I mean, why would a parent keep their son or daughter inside at nighttime,
Because it's kind of dangerous.
being out and about?
Yeah.
So what do you think about for the average people if there's an enemy waiting for them outside of the gates? What benefit could that be to, in this case, the governing base, the wing commander, to keep all his people inside that aren't essential for, patrolling?
Like protection purposes, and like the people that are patrolling might mistake it for like a zombie or something.
There you go. So do you think that would be a good rule to have, a curfew?
Yeah.
All right, let's put down curfew.
So what other things than Jaden Smith said, or John Smith?
John Smith, his other rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone had to work. Oh, but they had to go to a church at a certain time. So in a way, that was their way of making sure that everybody, besides the religious experts, but also making sure, checking on their people too, was another way of making sure. At least that's what I interpreted it as, and a couple other people that we interpreted it as. It was another way of making sure they had accountability for their people. So
I guess
and information given.
So I guess you could have like a meeting
Like
where
meeting
everybody has to come.
where everyone has to come, or if you wanted to, since there are
So like a mandatory meeting for safety.
For safety and briefings.
And you could talk about safety and how you like all these rules.
That's right, and anything that's changed, because, at that meeting you'd also want to let them know, hey, we got another group of,
And I don't know
zombies
why
coming.
you bring people in though, like other people.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say people
Like another group of zombies are coming towards you
I
on
thought
this
you meant
area.
like another group of people that want to come in.
Well, there probably would be that.
But the problem with that is they could be like bad people.
Okay, because as far as we know about zombies, it takes a while for incubation. But is it fair to keep people outside the gates? Could we come up with a situation that maybe we have a quarantine zone, you think? You know what a quarantine is?
Or we could do like, how kingdoms, they have like the inside walls, and then they have like the farmlands on the outside where many people live. You could just set them on the outside
Of what wall?
of this wall.
But then if the zombies are out there, what happens?
Well, then you have like another wall around them.
So that's basically quarantining them till you realize that they are fine.
Yeah, but like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, you're sounding really cruel right now.
Well, do you want dangerous people inside the base where more people could die and lose
This is so
resources?
we're going down a philosophy and down a whole road.
Yeah, I told you philosophy is useful.
It is useful. I agree with you. Okay, so let's put that aside for right now. Let's concentrate on our project here because I do love your ideas and I love going down little rabbit holes with you. So before we do that, we'll go a little deeper in that, you and I, offline here. But let's talk about other rules. Okay, so quarantine. Do you think that would be a good plan so we can save more people?
I guess.
All right, put quarantine down.
How do you spell quarantine?
Q-U... Really? A-R... INTE? I am the worst speller, but that's all right. Put down the best you can. And then we're going to, they talked about maybe putting some noise ordinances.
That would go with a meeting for safety.
Okay.
Because then you could just tell them what to do there.
Why would you want to keep noise down?
Because that would attract more critters.
More critters like the zombies, do they get attracted, I guess, to noise?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Most of the time.
All right, so we might want to do that one. And so you can put noise here. And then, of course, they have something on here called the buddy system.
I guess if you're going out of the walls, it would be nice or just walking around in general.
Because what's the benefit of having a buddy with you at all times?
You could get help.
If someone gets hurt or whatever. Very
Yeah.
good. All right, so you like that one? All right, put that.
I
No, I think we're all right. All right, so we got the buddy system. Can you think of any other rule you might like to have if basically you're king for a day in this situation? What do you want to do? You're the wing commander, remember? This is what you're thinking of.
Well, I already told you what I'd do. I'd leave everybody outside.
Yes, that concerns me on so many levels. We will talk about that later. All right. So, any other thing you can think of? Any rules you'd like to have? Anything about the food? Anything about shelter?
Have a democracy system. It's like the government will mainly be down. So like maybe make your own little kind of country with certain rules.
Now,
mainly about like just kind of recreate the American rules. Maybe stop some flaws.
I like that because we're on base, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do we do always? Follow
the rules.
Follow the rules. That's right. And we have our own governing rules, right?
So if
that
that
would be
all
helpful.
ends, then we have to like use those rules. Maybe make them a little bit better. Add some stuff if we want to. Because it's a zombie apocalypse. You might need to.
Yeah, we obviously haven't written our rules for zombies.
No, I don't think so.
No, for other types of bad guys, but not zombies.
No,
I like that. So adjust the rules or just put rules on there so you remember. Okay. And let's see, anything else you can think of?
No.
Just think of, put your mind in Walking Dead. Think of.
Well, The Walking Dead is very inaccurate.
All right, so we won't put our mind there. Okay. So, so now we got our rules. We got an idea of what's happening. We know what type of zombies they are because you've done your educated guess and figured that out about it. So now, well, yes, we do have gates and fences here. But it honestly isn't, I don't know if you remember this, but it's not every area. So when we're going out towards the White Sands area, there's 300 square miles of no fence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they could eventually get towards us. So we're going to always have to be building and strengthening and doing things like that, right?
Yeah.
So, and especially, again, these gates are they put up so zombies can...
I guess, like, at the third day, I would assume we would try to build it higher, support it more.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to keep additional zombies out, essential to your zombie. Build a model fence with a gate that can open and close as needed using engineering design process. You will need to go out for supplies eventually, so your gate must latch and close behind you. All right, so I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to give you, and you can play with it, and then you can decide how you would like to build this. So we're going to use the engineering design process, okay? We already identified the problem, right?
Yep.
We need to reinforce and make our gates stronger and build gates and fences in other areas, right?
Yeah. I don't know if we build more gates, because then that leaves more areas they can get
Good
in.
point. So you want to build more what? Walls or fences. We're going to identify identify criteria and constraints. So what do you think that means to you?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, constraints. What is something when you talk about constraints? Do you know that word?
No. I don't know a lot of words.
Okay. Let's think on this. All right. So if I'm let's see, a constraint would be something where I have a limited amount, like of money. I have constraints on how much money I can spend, right? And
so it's like a restriction?
A restriction, okay?
The criteria
is like items. Okay? So the first thing we're going to identify is how many, our supplies, basically. That's what that's trying to tell us, okay? So on a base, we're fortunate. We're going to have probably a pretty decent supply.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll probably have to go get more.
Eventually.
In 4 months, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know what our supplies are, really. But I would say we're pretty good. But we're still going to have limitations, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, we got like a couple thousand people here.
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, that's not including families. That's just who work here.
That's 7,000 people.
Maybe close to 10.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Because when I was saying the numbers before, I was just thinking of the personnel.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about the families.
So it's a lot of people living here.
It is a lot of people.
You don't really see a lot of people, though.
No, it doesn't feel like it, because we're open spaced. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, I'll help you do this. We're going to brainstorm possible solutions. We're going to generate some ideas. We're going to explore possibilities. How do you think we're going to explore possibilities?
I don't know.
Do you need to stand up?
No, fine.
You kind of look like you're getting a little tired there, baby.
No.
Okay. Maybe if I give you some items, you might want to look at them a little bit and try to get some ideas what you can use with them.
I guess.
Okay. We're going to select an approach. We're going to build a model or a prototype of it.
Haven't we already selected an approach?
No, the idea is you're going to generate ideas.
For
Different design ideas. For the gate and or fence.
why do we add a gate?
You might need one out the back because you don't want to be trapped. And what happens, think about
have, like,
logistically. Do you want to be trapped in one location?
What if you make a portable ramp?
That's the idea. You got to think on that.
Well, I already thought about it.
I know. Well, you're going to come up with ideas,
What do
okay?
you keep dropping
Then we're going
these?
to, I don't know, we're going to build a model or prototype, and then we're going to refine the design, okay? So that's engineering design process, okay? And there are 8 steps to this. So, our first step is identify problem. What's the problem? What is the problem the challenge wants you to solve? Let's figure this out.
I don't know. You haven't given me a challenge.
Yes, I did.
What's my challenge?
I need a stronger gate. I need or more gates, and I need more more walls or fences.
So you just need a stronger perimeter? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir, I am.
Alright. Well, I already told you one thing, like portable ramps. So
Alright.
like you could get out.
I'm gonna identify it. Stronger perimeter. Excuse me. All right.
Why you get mechanical pencils?
I'll keep that in mind. I'll switch up for you. All right. So now we're going to identify the constraints. Remember we talked about that? Identify what our basically our supplies and what our rules of this challenge
Well,
are.
I mean, I don't deal with logistics. I wouldn't know what our supplies are. But
So actually on here, I think I did skip
I mean,
one
Dad
thing.
does deal with logistics. If you go ask Dad.
Here's our first rule. Your gate must open and close with a latch. The fence must be at least 4 inches long and wide, and the
We'll have
fence
to build that.
must stand on its own and must be at least 3 inches high.
We'll have to build that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can say see page day 1 up here for the rules.
Okay.
So basically what we're going to say is
But we already have a gate. Or I mean, a fence.
well, we're going to build another one, remember? Gate that opens
Wait, why are we building another
and latches, because in the back do we have gates or fences?
one? I don't know. I've never been to that.
Yes, you have. I showed White Sands out that way.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
Does it have gates or fences?
Wait, we just have an open area on the base?
It's 300 square feet or square miles of white sands, mountain dunes.
Wait, we own that?
It's part of the government property, yes.
Wait, so I'm
That's where they
confused.
tested the
So
A-bomb.
wait, we're like a, like we're just open like that. We're like a sea.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we a sea?
Because it's 300 square miles of open desert.
Yeah, but they can just walk around it. People
Remember the White
can
Sands?
walk
Can you
around
remember
it.
White Sands?
Yeah.
You know how what color is it?
It's white.
Okay.
When you have a compass and you know which
Yeah,
way
but-
to go.
It's secure because we have patrols.
Okay. But it just seems
And-
harder to have just an open
And any
spot.
area that needs to be secured and locked down is. Like Dad's bear base.
Okay.
Does that have a fence around it?
Yeah.
And a gate?
Yeah,
is it
but
locked?
does
it
we
bug-
have a gate around our stuff?
No. Does the wastewater treatment plant have it?
I don't know. I've never been to the waste.
We got to go. That's right. We're going there next week. But the wastewater treatment plant does have a gate around it. Remember we did this in the lesson the other day?
Yeah, but then why would they just leave the housing open? Like,
Are we essential personnel?
yeah, but we're what they're protecting.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah. What does the government protect? Its own people. What are we? Its own people.
Honey?
What?
Hey, we're Air Force. We protect our planes. We protect the mission.
Yeah, but we're part of the mission. We're the mission support group, Mom.
I love that you think that way. Sorry to burst your little bubble so late, early in life. We could get another philosophy debate on that later. Yes, in essence, they do want to protect
Then why
our
would
people.
they have gates?
Yes, we do want to protect our
general?
people. We do in general because
Then we wouldn't have gates over there. They just leave
we
us
protect
open.
the mission.
But then why wouldn't they just have a gate around the air, like the landing craft?
Because only a special person can come in. We don't want them wandering around.
But they can just
Bad
walk
guys like the zombies could be wandering around. We don't want them wandering around and spreading out the zombie cooties.
I don't know, zombies had cooties.
It must. I don't know how we get zombies. Some type of cooties. All right. So anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand. You love pulling me off. What are the rules of the challenge? We need a gate that latches, and we need a fence, right?
Yep.
And they need to be, well, just for argument's sake, the height of a popsicle stick.
What?
Yep.
That's how.
That's how.
I mean, I guess the zombies could trip on that. That's a good.
What are we using? What is that? If it's that small, is it what type of thing is it called? Is it the actual thing, or is it called
a model?
Yes. Silly goofball. All right. So we're going to brainstorm possible solutions. What are some ways you can complete this challenge?
Do what it told me to do. Because
Let me show you the stuff you're going to have. You're going to have.
This whole activity is just kind of like slowly telling me to do things, supporting that thing, and then I have to write it down.
It is. That's the idea, because you're being organized like a true engineer. And
no,
scientist.
that's not what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the...
Okay, so here are your items.
There you go.
What do you have here?
It's a bunch of paper clips.
What do you have?
Rubber bands.
What do you have here?
Craft sticks.
And what do you have here?
It's a hot glue.
That's right. So these are your items, okay? So you're gonna use some possible. This is what you got to make your model.
Okay.
So, what are some ways you can complete this challenge? Here, I'll write it down. You can tell me.
Well, I mean, you would have told me that they'd build a fence.
Okay. But you're gonna brainstorm too.
Brainstorm what? I'm just building a fence.
Yeah, but you're trying to come up with a good design, right?
Yeah, all you gotta do is just put a bunch of popsicle sticks together.
Is this your brainstorming? You just want to put a bunch of popsicle sticks together? It has to also stand up. I did forget that part. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
Sorry. Mom should read this again, because I know I have to reinforce it, and that's my bad. I read it so quick, you were probably like, what was that? Okay, so it said it also has to...
Alright, I already got my design plan. I'm good. Let me just use the hot glue.
Oh, we need to plug that in, Sweet Pea.
Oh,
It must open and close with a latch, and the fence must be at least 4 feet long. I'm sorry, 4 inches. 4 feet.
Jeez.
4 inches long.
I think I'm gonna need more popsicle sticks.
I think so. Did you get it?
No. It's
Need
kind of
help?
awkward, actually.
There you go. Push.
Yeah, it won't go in.
Here, let me help you. All right, so while I'm doing that, I need you to sit there. You got the materials. Go ahead and brainstorm. And I'll get this plugged in and get you started. And then the next question you have is, what are some materials you can use? Well, you have the materials here. We're actually gonna, now, since we are outdoors, I have no problem with you improvising and adding to it.
Improvising and adding to it.
To your design, whatever makes most sense to you. So, if you just want to use this materials, that's fine. But like I said,
What do I use? Rocks? Jeez.
you want to use this guy as your model?
For what?
I don't
My
know.
zombie.
Your zombie?
This is my zombie horde coming up.
Alright. Oh, there's one already in there. Okay. Glue gun is set.
So, how long does it, like, do I have to build a circle?
You have to build what you want to build.
Well,
Now remember, you're just
I
doing a
don't think I
model.
have enough for a circle. But
All right, then you're just going to do a section of it or a portion of it.
I think we're more of a square, aren't
Yeah, we are more of a square.
we? Alright, so this is ready, right?
It should be pretty close.
How long do I have to wait? Because I'm not already ready to
Let's
go.
see, pull it up and see what we got.
How do you wait?
Oh, zombie down. That's all we need is a big, what is this, glue gun? It's not warm enough yet. It's getting
So
there.
does C have a bunch of big glue guns just sitting around?
Yes, they do. This is how we do all our important things. The shuttle was built this way, too. As you saw when you went to the Space Museum. All right, so we're
Which
going to...
shuttle?
The different shuttles, the different models.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to have to give this another minute. All right, so while that's doing that, let's go ahead and do some brainstorming. So what are some ways you can complete this challenge just by looking at this? What materials you're going to use?
Popsicle sticks.
Okay, popsicle sticks.
Maybe some rubber bands.
All right,
Maybe some paper clips.
and clips. Okay. And what is your vision? It looked like you were stacking them together. What were you trying to do there?
Well, so if you put them if you get a good base here, you keep putting them like this. This is just kind of like, I guess, a Lego kind of thing, and you can continuously put them like that and just keep going.
And what's your thought process behind making it like that? What's the idea behind it?
It's pretty easy to do
Okay, it's easy to do, but why do it that way?
because you can mass produce it that way.
Okay, you can mass
And
produce
it's
it.
also like, I guess, the only thing that kind of pops up in my head.
Okay. But is there another reason? If I did it just like this,
It's easier to support as well.
Ah, support. So is
And
it?
also, like, if you do it like that, I mean, I guess you could use paper clips, but it wouldn't be as
So-
strong.
Ah, the strength. You think it'll be stronger by
Yeah.
doing it? Basically,
Did most kids do this activity like that, or like, what do they do?
I'm not gonna tell. I think most kids just do it the way they want to do it. All right. I need you to sketch a design while we're still waiting for that to heat up.
Okay.
Let's see.
There you go.
Okay. So that's one of the types of prototypes. Give me another prototype.
Well,
Because what if this, like,
I'll do another prototype if this one fails. You don't plan for this one to fail, Mom. That makes no sense. Why
we
would I
are
plan?
in this situation because then we're saving time. We
No,
have a
you
day
can't-
to build. We have
No,
a day to
but
get this built.
this is foolproof, Mom. Alright? So why would I build another design one?
I would like you to build another design just to make me happy.
But I can't, because this is the only good design. If I build another one, it's not going to be as good.
Well, let's just kind of.
I can't think of anything. This is the only good design that's popping up in my head.
Why is this being a brat?
Because it's weird.
Oh, wait a minute.
Have you ever used this before?
No. I have a big, thick one, and I wanted something smaller.
Get rid of this.
Hmm.
Guess it doesn't work.
It works.
You've never used it before. How do you know it works?
Ops check next time.
Got my help.
All right. Ah! Yay!
We have wife.
We have it. All right. So you're gonna design it that way, and then you're gonna do it like this, right?
Yep.
All right.
Now, how much glue do we have here? That's a lot of glue. So could I just do a whole line down? 'Cause that
You
would be
could. Whatever floats your boat. This is your design. Okay, it's your design. Want me to take these and put these over here so you got some room to work?
All right.
And how big did we say it has to be, your design?
Like 4 inches or something. like
Yes,
that.
and I have a ruler right here.
So, how long does this take until it dries?
About 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
That might be a problem, because how fast can I put glue?
Well, I think if you put it on, you just need a couple dots. Why don't you try it that way? It's also part of the process. You don't want too much glue. And go down a little bit.
Well, I've never used hot glue before.
I know.
So like.
So maybe just do that. And then go down with your finger. That. Now put it on top of it. Now that's enough. Put the wood on there.
I need one of these.
Okay.
How do I like do this without burning myself?
You just put it on there. Like that. Just kind of drop it on. There you go. Very good.
Now I need another one.
There you go.
Put it on the other side.
On the other side. Here, let me
Yeah,
help you
it's
out.
already dried.
I know. I told you it goes really fast.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you, oh,
Yeah, this might be harder doing dots.
let me help you out there. How about want me to be your construction worker and you just be the architect and tell me the designer?
Yeah, that works.
That'll work.
Because you look pretty good at hot glue guns.
Thanks, babe. Okay.
You do hot glue guns a lot more.
It's not hot gluing.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't work.
It doesn't work on here. Hot glue is supposed to work on everything. Okay, so we have a design flaw. What do you want to do?
I guess I could build a new design,
All right, let's try another design.
but I'll do the same design, just different.
You go ahead and I'll just keep trying. Go ahead, because the other one's stuck. There we go. Got it to work.
Alright, well then, we don't have a design flaw.
It was a construction flaw.
Isn't it always?
It always is. It's the wind. That's what it is. The wind's making it dry really fast.
Really? You think that's it?
What do you think?
Probably, I don't know. I'm not a hot glue gun expert.
So we're going to get this ready. We're going to go through. I guess they could hear our voices. We're having technical difficulties. That was the neighbor's car. Okay, so we have, this is our fence. All right. You can see where he put it together a little differently because we were having technical issues. All right.
So I think we should do like, or
That?
I should do that.
You want to do that too? Why do you want to do that?
It would just snap.
Want to
pretty easily.
reinforce it? Is what you're looking for?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So there's one of our projects. Now,
You still need to reinforce a little bit more,
Okay.
like right there.
you want to do that?
right there.
Okay, let's do it. Because
So
we
do
are
three
talking
dots.
zombies, right?
Yeah.
So what we found earlier was the glue wasn't working on your original design.
Yep.
So you played with this some more, the design, after discovering the flaw, and came up with this. I guess in a way it's a more simpler design.
Yep.
But sometimes the most simple things are all you need in life.
I mean, if you're a monk.
There's that too. All right, let's look at this bad boy. That looks pretty sturdy.
I mean, that kind of. I just realized it kind of looks like, you know, those like things that forklifts use. That's exactly.
A pallet? It
yeah.
does. Gee, let's think about that. Why do you think the pallet is the shape it is?
Because I guess it's pretty. I didn't even think about that until it just.
You think it's pretty sturdy then?
Yeah. I mean,
think
I guess if there's an object in the real world that uses that and it's widely used, this would be pretty sturdy.
There you go. So in other words, why rock the boat or reinvent the wheel when you don't have to, especially on day one, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So we have that. Now, we'll use this as also our prototype so that we can, do you want to add another one? Oh, there's still a forklift. Okay, so let's give it a good old-fashioned try here. Let's see if we could, I don't know if we can. You think you can use one of those and make some type of latch?
I guess I could also support it, or maybe you could like latch it that way. I don't know. I'm not a rubber band guy.
Because there is a rubber band guy. I love that you say those things. So you're gonna put that on there.
Now that might snap it if it's not on a piece like this.
So you're doing that to keep it more sturdy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how do you think we're gonna latch that bad boy?
Well, that's why that's there.
So how are you gonna do that though?
So put this like right there. And so what are we trying to do? A gate, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess this would be the more appropriate side. You I don't really know how you do a gate.
Well, can you think of what
You
a
need
gate?
like a what do they call it where it moves?
A lever.
A lever.
Okay.
Or a pulley.
Or a pulley. Oh, I like the way you're thinking. So you want to make this like a whole thing that's on a lever and a pulley system that it goes this way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you need for a lever and a pulley?
Well, you need probably like some type of rope. I don't think we have any rope. I mean, I guess you could cut this and use that as rope, but that feels a little above my pay grade.
Well, what do you think, just based off of what we have here, what do you think you could use? If you're not a lever and a pulley, what do you think?
Well, you could use this whole glue stick as a, I don't really know how you could use this. I guess you could, this is like weight, right?
It is weight.
And how does a catapult work? You put weight on it and then it just lifts it up, right?
Right.
I guess you could work like that. I don't know.
Well, we got to try to make sure we can make a design off of what we have, though.
And you have this.
But, okay, how are you going to make the part that you're pulling?
I don't have many resources.
Well, you got that. What
What
can you
does
do with
that
that?
do?
I don't know.
I don't have scissors, so I can't really cut this.
No, we do have scissors.
Oh, well, I guess I do. I stand corrected.
And I don't know why I said no. But what about this?
I cut real easy.
Can you do anything with this?
That's supposed to go with this.
All right.
So, but also with the catapult idea.
You know what a catapult is, right?
Yeah, it throws things.
Okay.
But
You want to throw your door?
it would be more of a pulley, I guess.
You're looking for the pulley, yes.
So like, you could put this here, and then like, maybe move it around here. But you get the idea. It's not supposed to. Okay, here, let me draw it real quick.
Yes, let's draw it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go draw a pulley real quick. So we have our little box right here, right? And then you have this kind of screen that comes up. I guess it'd be more towards the middle like that. Right?
Okay.
And then I guess what it would do is you have your little pulley dot,
Okay.
and then you have like a little bit of weight right here, right? And then when you release the weight, okay, it has to like stand on something like that, right? And then you would have to push off the weight, and then it would like drop up.
Okay.
Like it would go like.
I love that complicated design. I really do.
So.
Is there any other materials? You can, like I said, use materials on the ground if you want to use something.
Like rocks?
Maybe. Think that might help?
I don't know. I'm not a rock expert.
This is your design, baby. I'm helping you.
I don't know how to like.
Well, do you want to go that complicated, or do you want to go?
I mean, okay, I'm gonna go that complicated. I just need to build kind of like the same formation here. So, am I killing you, Mom?
No, honey. I want you to think this through.
So, how am I gonna? That should be. Maybe the rope comes right there, and then we have another. Can we? One of these guys, can you hold that? Like
How are you going to get that to stay together?
glue, and maybe some rubber bands.
Okay. You want me to start it?
Yeah. Did you see the design?
Yes.
Alright. Give me a second, I'm gonna try to cut through this. It's gonna be pretty.
Like that, right?
Yep. And then do it on the other side like that, just to double support it. Nope.
Do you want it kind of angled?
No. Or, yeah.
Then do you want, you said you want a rubber band wrapped around it?
Or, give me a minute. I need to...
Or do you want to take wire and wrap around it?
What I'm gonna do is not move it, but set up on the space right here.
Okay, you want that glued right there?
Yeah, like an A.
Okay. Go ahead. I get this to go down more.
And then we're gonna do that again, but on the top area.
Okay.
Yep.
Now how do you want to use the wire around it, or do you want to use the rubber band?
So let me look at my design plans. This is the support that supports the weight
Okay.
and the pulley system.
Okay.
So this rope would. That's not really long enough, now, is it? How do we make these longer? Or they stretch, right? So that would be longer. Okay. I'm just thinking.
Well, I'm glad you're thinking, baby.
Okay, so let's get the. Here, give me a second. It's like. Any like suggestions on my idea?
No, I think you're doing fine. You just got to make sure that we're going to support this because this is glue. Remember, and the glue's pretty weak, so you need something to support this first. And this you can open this up. Remember, you can use this as a tool more than just the way it is.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we could like. Really, we need to support this area because that's our weakest area. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna put like another kind of like
That one there too to help. Okay.
like you know how like I don't mean to say it like noose, but you know how
Like a hangman's
yeah.
platform.
That should help support it a little bit.
It does, but you need to worry about that joint there.
I know. That's what I'm thinking about, but that helps that. Now we worry about that.
Okay.
How do we like? Okay, I think I got it.
Okay.
Can you hold this? Just
Sure.
No, I need to like. You think that's a good idea, or like I don't really know how else to use that.
So you want to do it like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Or more up.
More up.
Kind of like on top of the.
Kind of like on top.
You think that would help support it? Or
It'll
like,
help some. Then maybe you might want to try maybe this one, you think?
for like.
And then wrap it. We need our joints, don't we?
Yep, we don't have any joints though.
Or nails or screws. You know,
Well,
you're
it is
making
a
something
model, so-
really complicated.
Yeah.
I
Problem.
appreciate that. Nope. Oh, not at all. I love that you're thinking outside the box.
I don't mean to say like problem, but this is the problem. You know?
Yes.
Or it's a solution
It's
to
a
a problem.
solution to a problem, yes. Goodness gracious. Goodness. It's not that easy, is it?
Nope.
I don't know if
I mean, I'm not doing the work. I wouldn't know.
It's not wanting to tie. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. Alright, so that should help if I can get this to tie. And then do you think maybe we should put some glue on that too, kind of hold it in place, the knot?
Yeah, maybe we could like, should we use these or should we?
Well, let's see. Okay, goodness gracious.
Can I get some water real quick?
Yes, sweetheart, let's put on pause.
It's a lot of weight there, right?
Right.
So, you need to like find the center of mass, and where's the center of mass? It's like right in that area right there.
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
You want more mass down here in this area, right?
Okay.
I would assume so it weighs down more.
How is it gonna stand up?
You'd like. I'm thinking about adding like a base, like a foundation. But you normally build the foundation first, but I kind of had to build them separate. So, because I needed to measure how.
Okay.
This is.
Let's see if I hold it just like that. See if that'll work. Pretty close, huh?
Yeah. Now the thing with this is we gotta also add like something maybe like
that in the
this.
center. All right.
And then we also have to support that a little bit more.
So you want me
So
to?
we might build a little bit up. Yeah.
All right. So you want me to start gluing them together first?
Yeah. Get that.
This is going to be a little more difficult because we're talking. You know what I mean? It's standing on its side.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that could work. Like that.
Hold that up.
Hold it. Or like.
This right here. I get more glue. You're welding the Taj Mahal. There we go. So if you get a lot of glue around there, that should help.
Yeah.
Right? You think?
Maybe a little bit.
Alright. So I've got one side.
Okay. Now we gotta do the other.
Oh, it's not dried yet. Oh, no. Oh no, I messed it up. It's not dried yet.
Let's slide it, Jack.
Everything that's been.
Oh, that's a little too high now. Alright, we might have to do it again.
I think we do.
Yeah, let's do it again real quick.
Goodness gracious. Ow.
It's hot.
Ow.
You should have just.
Ow. Alright, let's try that again. Is there another way, though, you can think of doing the base, though, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking, because that's... I guess that could work, but the only problem is, it's like this one, is that, like, it's only this part. It's not really that supportive. But, it's always a but. Could, like... Would that snap, though, if we had, like... Yeah, that might. So, I'm gonna think about this real quick. Can you lift it up just a little bit? I could maybe... And then have this supported by something, because this is a lot... Nah, I don't like that.
Okay.
I did like what you showed me, though. Like that,
Like that? You like that?
but...
You could try to maybe just glue it on either side.
Maybe... Give me a second, I gotta go... Scissor the tip.
I'll make it more flat.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. And then we can try to glue it there.
If it doesn't snap. Ah, it snapped.
Can I help you? Got it?
Nah, it snapped.
Want me to help you?
Yeah. I don't really know how to cut these things.
Well, we have baby scissors, so there's that.
Yeah.
We could probably.
If you do that, it might fly away, I would hope.
There we go.
Yeah, it splits still.
Well, I thought you wanted just this.
No. Oh, yeah. I wanted this to help support this, like.
Oh, I see. But then we ended up doing it this way. All right.
It's fine.
You want this way or that way?
This way, because it's gonna keep snapping. You got it all over the place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Skip it.
I don't want it to dry too fast. There we go. We just need one more side if we can get this. I'm dropping stuff everywhere, aren't I?
Yep.
Alright, let's see how that goes.
Oh, it's still not dry. I can see it bending.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. Okay, so that's the next.
Commercial break.
Yeah, that's the commercial break right there. We can't put it down, so I'll hold it. Okay, so while this is working on the design ideas, we know you picked a different design, didn't you? You didn't pick A, you picked a B.
There's an A and a B.
Well, you had an A. Remember, is this your original design?
That's still my design.
No, your original design. Remember, your original design was
No,
stacked.
this is my original design. This is part of this design.
Yes, this is
This is
design
to
B.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you picked.
It's design. It's prototype number 2.
Prototype number 2. Sorry. All right, so you're gonna. Now we're building our prototype. And does your design work? Well, so far this part works, right?
Well, yeah, that's the wall. That's the easy part.
Yes.
This is the
And
more.
we're waiting on the complex part. All right, and refine. What changes did you have to make? What changes did you have to make?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Well, how about when we started making this? What did we find any issues with that? Because it looked like you did. Was the rubber band on the original plan?
No, the rubber band was there to help this.
Oh, that part. Okay, so that's the part you changed. The part that you're going to use as a pulley system.
Yeah.
And then while this is drying, go ahead and draw me a final design that's as you vision it in your head. Okay?
Okay.
Like that. And then we'll talk about it while we're doing that.
I think it has some flaws right now. We might need to build a second one of that, but not make it a pulley system, just so it can support the wall.
Just another support beam. All right, so go ahead and draw what you think your final design should be.
Okay, so can you just hold this up just a little bit so I can like kind of see?
Of course I can.
Flip it around the other way. Or that's fine. That's fine. So
It's starting to get dark.
So I'm trying to think of another way to support that, because that might flip over still. No, maybe not flip over, but this is gonna like wobble.
Yeah.
Or this right here. I don't really know how to keep this up. I'm trying to think here.
There we go. So yeah, we probably definitely need something on the other side though.
Yeah, so maybe like, for what though? I kind of lost my train of thought.
Well, you tell me. Remember, this is your design. Mama's just here for the ride.
To make sure, because like when that's coming up, that's gonna wobble a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So what are you gonna need?
I don't know. I don't know how to stop the wobbling. Maybe more?
More support beams?
Yeah.
All right, we can do that. Put that in your design.
Like, I'm trying to think in what area though.
Well, you told me to do this last time, so I'm gonna continue with
Ooh,
that.
I know.
I'm gonna continue with where your original thought process was. And you can tell me how to modify as we go.
Give me a second. I pushed down so hard. Alright, so That is a lot of glue.
I didn't mean to do that, but you know, hey. We'll see how it goes. Oh, no. The holes in the desk here. Ah, paper.
Glad I caught that.
Okay. Now.
So, this itself is going to be weighed down a little bit more too to help the solution. But you see this? It's kind of like a tripod. So when it comes down, it can just tripod, you know, it's like supported.
Right. Okay, that's like a perfect design. So this is just the pulley system. Go ahead, and that's the gate itself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love
Well, it's
it.
not going to be that high, but that was just to
Show you, yeah, so like you would just do like an arrow here so we can see.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did there. That's why I put a circle.
Yeah, so we can see that. So this is the gate. This is the pulley system. All right, and what I like about this, do you see anything? Okay, so in the very beginning, what was the main thing that we debated about and we talked about? What was the main problem when the zombies attacked? What was the issue?
I don't remember.
Oh, let's go back to the beginning.
Give me the water real quick.
Oh, it's over here, sorry. So in the very beginning, we said our main problem, power plant ran over by zombies and generators needed fuel.
Yeah.
Okay? Does any of this seem like that would be affected by the problem?
No, because it protects.
Well,
those things.
does this need a power plant?
No.
Does it need a generator?
No.
And we even had a possible solution of a windmill and solar power to get energy.
But we don't need any of this.
We don't need any of that, do
For
we?
that. No.
We're self-sufficient in that.
It's like the Jamestown area.
It's like the Jamestown area. Very
They
good. We're going back to the
probably did have to do that.
1600s.
But like, this is more of like a castle kind of thing though, but it's made out of wood. But you know how they kind of like either pulled up the gates or put down the gates over a moat. That's kind of where I thought of this at.
Came up with that idea on that.
Yep.
Well, that's a great design. I think that'll solve our problem with any electricity because from this point forward we wouldn't have to worry about it. So those Walking Dead zombies can come get us.
Or
Can't come get us. That's right. We don't want them to
Come
come
get
get
us.
us. Yeah.
What are you
Start
working
running.
with here?
I don't know. The bad guys.
It's a lot of weight there, right?
Right.
So, you need to like find the center of mass, and where's the center of mass? It's like right in that area right there.
Okay. So what are we gonna do?
You want more mass down here in this area, right?
Okay.
I would assume so it weighs down more. Or
How is it gonna stand up?
you'd like. I'm thinking about adding like a base, like a foundation. But you normally build the foundation first, but I kind of had to build them separate. So, because I needed to measure how.
Okay.
This is.
Let's see if I hold it just like that. See if that'll work. Pretty close, huh?
Yeah. Now the thing with this is we gotta also add like something maybe like
Like that in the
this.
center. All right.
And
so,
then we also have to support that a little bit more.
so you want me
So
to?
we might build a little bit up.
All right. So you want me to start gluing them together first?
Yeah, get that.
This is going to be a little more difficult because we're talking you know what I mean? It's standing on its side.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that could work. Like that.
Hold that up.
Hold it, or like.
This right here. I get more glue. You're welding the Taj Mahal. There we go. So if you get a lot of glue around there, that should help.
Yeah.
Right? You think?
Maybe a little bit.
All right. So I got one side.
Okay, now we gotta do the other.
Oh, it's not dried yet. Oh, no. Oh no, I messed it up. It's not dried yet.
Let's slide it, Jack.
Everything that's been
That's a little too high now. Alright, we might have to do it again.
do.
Yeah, let's do it again real quick.
Goodness gracious. Ow.
It's hot.
Ow.
You should have just...
Ow. Alright, let's try that again. Is there another way, though, you can think of doing the base, though, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking, because that's... I guess that could work, but the only problem is, it's like this one, is that, like, it's only this part. It's not really that supportive. But, it's always a but. Could, like... Would that snap, though, if we had, like... Yeah, that might. So, I'm gonna think about this real quick. Can you lift it up just a little bit? I could maybe... And then have this supported by something, because this is a lot... Nah, I don't like that.
Okay.
I do like what you showed me, though. Like that.
Like that? You like that?
But...
You could try to maybe just glue it on either side.
Maybe... Give me a second, I gotta go... Scissor the tip.
I'll make it more flat.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. And then we can try to glue it there.
If it doesn't snap. Ah, it snapped.
Can I help you? Got it?
Nah, it
Want
snapped.
me to help you?
Yeah. I don't really know how to cut these things.
Well, we have baby scissors, so there's that.
Yeah.
We could probably...
If you do that, it might fly away, I would hope.
There we go.
Yeah, it splits still.
Well, I thought you wanted just this.
No. Oh, yeah. I wanted this to help support this, like...
Oh, I see, but then we ended up doing it this way. Alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Want this way or that way?
This way, because it's going to keep snapping. You got it all over the place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Skip it.
I don't want it to dry too fast. There we go. We just need one more side if we can get this. I'm dropping stuff everywhere, aren't I?
Yep.
Alright, let's see how that goes.
Oh, it's still not dry. I can see it bending.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. Okay, so that's the next.
Commercial break.
Yeah, that's the commercial break right there. We can't put it down, so I'll hold it. Okay, so while this is working on the design ideas, we know you picked a different design, didn't you? You didn't pick A, you picked a B.
There's an A and a B.
Well, you had an A. Remember, is this your original design?
That's still my design.
No, your original design. Remember, your original design was
No,
stacked.
this is my original design. This is part of this design.
Yes, this is
This is
design
to
B.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you picked.
It's design. It's prototype number 2.
Prototype number 2. Sorry. All right, so you're gonna. And now we're building our prototype. And does your design work? Well, so far this part works, right?
Well, yeah, that's the wall. That's the easy part.
Yes.
This is the
And
more.
we're waiting on the complex part. All right, and refine. What changes did you have to make? What changes did you have to make?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Well, how about when we started making this? What did we find any issues with that? Because it looked like you did. Was the rubber band on the original plan?
No, the rubber band was there to help this.
Oh, that part. Okay, so that's the part you changed. The part that you're going to use is a pulley system.
Yeah.
And then while this is drying, go ahead and draw me a final design that's as you vision it in your head. Okay?
Okay.
Like that. And then we'll talk about it while we're doing
I'm
that
thinking
design.
of some flaws right now. We might need to build a second one of that, but not make it a pulley system, just so it can support the wall.
Just another support beam. All right, so go ahead and draw what you think your final design should be.
Okay, so can you just hold this up just a little bit so I can like kind of see?
Of course I can.
Flip it around the other way. Or that's fine. That's fine. So
It's starting to get dark.
So I'm trying to think of another way to support that, because that might flip over still. No, maybe not flip over, but this is gonna like wobble.
Yeah.
Or this right here. I don't really know how to keep this up. I'm trying to think here.
There we go. So yeah, we probably definitely need something on the other side though.
Yeah, so maybe like, for what though? I kind of lost my train of thought.
Well, will you tell me? Remember, this is your design. Mama's just here for the ride.
To make sure, because like when that's coming up, that's gonna wobble a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So what are you gonna need?
I don't know. I don't know how to stop the wobbling. Maybe more?
More support beams?
Yeah.
All right, we can do that. Put that in your design.
Like, I'm trying to think in what area though.
Well, you told me to do this last time, so I'm gonna continue with
Ooh,
that.
I know.
I'm gonna continue with where your original thought process was. And you can tell me how to modify as we go.
Hold on, give me a second. Ah, crap. I pushed down so hard. Alright, so
There you go.
that is a lot of glue.
I didn't mean to do that, but you know, hey. We'll see how it goes. Oh, no. The holes in the desk here. Ah, paper.
Glad I caught that.
Okay. Now,
So this itself is gonna be weighed down a little bit more too to help the solution. But you see this, it's kind of like a tripod. So when it comes down, it can just tripod, you know, it's like supported.
right? Okay, that's like a perfect design. So this is just the pulley system. Go ahead and that's the gate itself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love
Well, it's
it.
not gonna be that high, but that was just to
Show you, yeah. So like you would just do like an arrow here, so we can see.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did there. That's why I put a circle.
Circle, yeah, so we can see that. So this is the gate. This is the pulley system. All right, and what I like about this, do you see anything? Okay, so in the very beginning, what was the main thing that we debated about and we talked about? What was the main problem when the zombies attacked? What was the issue?
I don't remember.
Oh, let's go back to the beginning.
Give me the water real quick.
Oh, it's over here, sorry. So in the very beginning, we said our main problem, power plant ran over by zombies and generators needed fuel.
Yeah.
Okay? Does any of this seem like that would be affected by the problem?
No, because it protects.
Well,
those things.
does this need a power plant?
No.
Does it need a
doesn't.
generator?
No.
And we even had a possible solution of a windmill and solar power to get energy.
But we don't need any of this.
We don't need any of that, do
For
we?
that. No.
We're self-sufficient in that.
It's like the Jamestown area.
It's like the Jamestown area. Very
They,
good. We're going back to the
probably did have to do that.
1600s.
But like, this is more of like a castle kind of thing though, but it's made out of wood. But you know how they kind of like either pulled up the gates or put down the gates over a moat. That's kind of where I thought of this at.
Came up with that idea on that.
Yep.
Well, that's a great design. I think that'll solve our problem with any electricity because from this point forward we wouldn't have to worry about it. So those Walking Dead zombies can come get us.
Or
Can't come get us. That's right. We don't want them to come get us.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What are you
Start
working
running.
with here?
I don't know, the bad guys. All right, sweetheart, I think that'll do it for us on our, got that. So we've got, just want to make sure we recap our design here. Oh, we did, actually. Yes, good job, sweetheart.
Yeah.
The base is now safe.